Hi everyone, time to talk about Cardventures. Well, the first two games in the Cardventures series anyway. We have Stowaway 52 and Jump Ship, and I believe this already came out. This was a Kickstarter that was nothing to do with Gamewright or anything, and now it's been taken up by Gamewright and they are making a series out of it. So the credit for the concept goes to Floyd Pretz, and this second one at least is designed by Matthew A. Cohen. So, if you saw the playthroughs, you see that these are actually a little more different than I was expecting in the first place. I played Stowaway 52 a few times when I bought this a couple of weeks ago when I was on holiday. It was a game we played quite a few times when we were there, and it's a nice light game. It can't really do that much because it's emulating a choose your own adventure book, but it's like a strange recursive story because all of the choices are trying to link back to the same things. Like you saw in the playthrough for this, they were trying to make me go back to those vents, and I was very scared of going back there because I knew I started the adventure there and I didn't want to ruin it by going back there and finding a card that I couldn't get again. And in Stowaway 52 anyway, that's the end of the game. If you ever go back to a place that you've already been, then that's it. So I'm always very panicked about which cards I've already seen because I cannot remember the numbers whatsoever. I don't know if you're supposed to, and kind of get used to the cards and remember the numbers and things, or if you're just supposed to get lucky. I'm not sure as well if the 300 points perfect score, does that need you to start with a certain card, or can it be done from several different cards? I don't know, but it doesn't really matter about trying to get that perfect score when you're new to it. It's all about just trying to discover the story and having some fun, stopping the aliens from destroying Earth, which I've never done yet. And Jump Ship, on the other hand, and this is a bit different because I unwrapped this not long before the playthrough because I thought, I'm doing this is going to be very short, I might as well do part 2 for it and do them at the same time. And I was surprised when going through the rules and having a quick go of it before I filmed it, that this is actually quite different. It's the same core thing of you've got decks and you're trying to go through certain ones, but you're going across different ships on those decks, and you're limited to the one that you're on unless something happens that kicks you over to another deck. And I like that certain cards aren't worth treasure, certain ones will keep it, and if you keep running into the parrot, he's going to make you discard them. But the dolphin symbol I really liked, in that if you do come across a card where you would normally end the game, a card that you've already had, so you look through the deck for a choice you've made and the card isn't there anymore, you can discard a dolphin treasure card, so you lose a few points, but you can go back to your ship and try and continue the adventure. So I really like that it's not just over because you made one wrong move. It's going to be harder when you go back. If you lose at the point that I lost in that game, then it would be really hard. There was nothing left in the red ship deck, so anything that would send me over to the red ship would always be a loss for me. But I really like that. It is just a kind of beat your own high score thing, rather than this has got different stories and this is more a high score thing. But I think that they're different enough to be able to play both of them, and I've really enjoyed them so far. I don't know when they're coming to England or how much they'll be, but if you're in America, then they're available now, and they were crazy cheap. I think they were $6 or $7. They're crazy cheap for a nice little deck of cards, and they look very nice together as well. Hopefully this will be a bigger series. I will say as well, for Stowaway 52 at least, I haven't checked on Board Game Geek for Jump Ship yet, but for Stowaway 52 there are alternate ways to play on Board Game Geek that will be compatible with this, where you can play kind of races and things between multiple players rather than being a solo game or a co-op game where really it's solo and you're just making the choices together. There are different modes to play that sound really interesting as well, so maybe I'll have a go of those once I get through all of these games that I need to make videos on. But so far, for really quick, light, very cheap card games, these have been really fun, and I've played this maybe close to 10 times now, and I've gotten better than I got in the playthrough, but not close to beating it. And I've played this kind of 1.5 times now, and I'm really excited to find out more about this one because the treasure chests as well are really interesting, where you suddenly get a little burst of points. It's not that much, it's 5 points. But if you don't get to the end of the game within 3 turns, then you lose those 5 points. But is that you have to balance it about, could I get more than 5 points by staying in the game? So if there's some really interesting things in both of these in different ways, and hopefully as more people start to design more Cardventures things, they'll bring their own design choices into it and kind of expand further and further on the base game that came in Stowaway 52. So if you're interested in those, check them out. They're out now, as I say, in America at least. And that's it for Cardventures 1 and 2. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.